Instead, we have the opportunity to make a habit of empathy, to recognize ourselves in each other.
All right, so I have empathy for the downtrodden, for the working class, and for all those who are exploited by the capitalist class. But as far as empathy for the upper class, as far as I'm concerned, years and years ago, you used to be able to cadge money out of them. By the downtrodden could at least get a little money by begging or whatever. And now these people are in all these therapy groups. They feel good about themselves, even though they're nothing but exploiters and parasites. So I'd rather have the old system where they felt guilty. I think exploiters should feel guilty.
So you're feeling that that some of the upper classes, if I understand this correctly, that they're not empathizing with the rest of society?
Of course not. Of course not. How could they live with such extreme comfort? I'm not talking about middle class. I'm talking about the top 1%. Onyx bathtubs, gold faucets, huge ranches of tens of thousands of acres, things like that. I have no concern about them whatsoever, which doesn't mean that I would punish their children or something like that, but these people are living their own special world, and they couldn't care less because they don't see it. They don't even live where the middle class lives, who has to see, you know, the people at the bottom they're mugged occasionally. These people in the upper class don't get mugged. Maybe their kid gets kidnapped once a century
so
or something.
They're kind of like detached from the rest of society.
No, they're preying upon the rest of society. In my opinion, the income of the capitalists is nothing but unpaid labor. That's my view.
What can we do to create a society where there's like a culture of empathy, so that we can create, so that all parts...
What we need to do is dispossess the ruling class and institute a democratic socialist system where everyone will have the medical and health benefits of the Senate and the Congress. They have socialized medicine. They refuse to give it to us. But they themselves, as in my opinion, pimps for the ruling class, that's all they are, basically. Even the left-sounding ones are bad because they lead the working class into the two-party system of the capitalist class. That's my view. Okay?
To create a culture of empathy,
you need to have a new social structure, not an exploitive social structure where you make profit out of the sweat and blood of the workers. That's my view of it.
And what is that social
They have an imagination that labor is just a cost. See, materials, labor, they add, because I used to do estimating, and they don't think that labor is the one generating the profit, generating the surplus value, and that includes the interest that they have to pay for advanced capital from the banks, and rent if they don't own the property to the landlord. All that comes out of the surplus created by the working class. So what happens out of that is the workers of the whole society cannot buy back the aliquot of goods that they have created. So therefore, imperialism evolves at a certain stage of development of capitalism. They have to dump capital all around the world. Then they have to send armies and bases where that capital goes.
So the system is just kind of perpetuating.
It's like a vampire system.
This. We need to kind of change the system so that the system is perpetuating empathy.
That's right. That's right.
We need to change
You can't
that.
have an empathic, generalized system in an exploitive social structure. You can have individuals with empathy. I'm sure upper-class people have empathy for one another. And maybe if they see a beautiful child, they might adopt it or something like that. But that's enough. I think I've said enough.
See the world through other people's eyes. Now, empathy is a quality of character that can change the world.